Hello and welcome back to some more Mxgp 2021. And today, episode 4 of the MX2 season, we are off to the Mxgp of Netherlands. Now, in the previous round, I got the overall victory, a race win and a P2. Let's see, can we push on for some more? So here we are, just getting a lap in at the end of qualifying. I did know this track from previous online experience with some friends, but I wasn't very good at it. And as the weekend goes on, I get much better at it. I had incredible amounts of wheel spin, and it went on into the race, won. And it was pretty funny. It was towards when the last 2 laps, or the 2 laps to go, came up, is when I actually learned what I was doing wrong, and I fixed it, and everything started being a bit nicer. And in a race 2, we have a better race 2, and I felt better. But in qualifying, I was riding the wheels off and trying everything, and I couldn't get anywhere near the times. I was way off. And we're now to the last sector of the lap. It's actually quite a good lap for me, but like lap time wise, like 7 seconds off, I think. You can hear the bike spinning everywhere. Just along here, I can't really figure out why I didn't have grip. I did figure out in the race, but I'm still a small bit skeptical whether I just figured out for this track like I did in the previous race for Magoria. But we're hoping the mistakes we made we fixed. Up to line, I'm at 58.4. Absolutely nowhere. We were seconds off the back. Anyway, here we are for race 1. It is raining. That is not good for us. We actually jumped to start. I usually get poor starts in the rain because of lack of traction, so I try to really jump onto them. Unfortunately, it bit me and I hit the barrier, and that slowed me down. Overall, we actually got a pretty decent start from last up to P7. So it is imperative now we try and get away with these boys, otherwise our pace will be poor. But early in this race here, so far I felt, because this is my first wet riding of the weekend, so I didn't feel too bad. I was able to stick with them for a small bit, somewhat, just be able to stick with top guys. So unfortunately, down to P8, we got passed by one of the Yamahas. I think it was Renault. But they were up on the back of Gerd. We actually get up the inside of them and just about match him, but again, you just see there they have better traction. And as the episode goes on, you'll see I actually figure out what I was doing wrong. And I really hope that it's a fix for all the races, not just this one, because it worked in the wet and in the dry around here, so I have hope. A lot of this one I spent spinning and trying to modulate the throttle and try to just find traction. But you can see there Sander just absolutely goes so much quicker than me over the jump, and he lands on me just because the supreme traction he has. And in here then, big mistake, got into the wrong rut, got outside, and we lose to Harlow, it looks like, is on the other Kawasaki. So we're back into P6, and the 2 Yamahas are just there. And I found actually some part, like I think it was the first half of the track, I'm way quicker than them. But in the second half, where the traction kicks in for the Yamahas, they pull away, and you can see how slow they're going through here. And I'm almost landing on the back of Jäger Gertz, and the leader, Beaton, has crashed. Jed Beaton has gone down on the Husqvarna. We fast forward here now, just 2 minutes 10 left, and we are matching Renault. His teammate Jäger Gertz has pulled away. He's caught up to the back of the other Kawasaki. We go aggressive to the inside, slide up to the inside, a lot of back brake, but unfortunately he saw it coming, turned inside us, and keeps P5. So we're in the battle for P5. After how qualifying went, this was a bit of a surprise to me. I was expecting to struggle for P10. And you can see as well, it's not one of those races where I hold them up, because you can see there's a pretty big gap behind me, so I actually have relative pace to the AI for some reason. I don't know where it came from, but you can see here now he's just kind of pulled the pin and he's just disappeared again. And then we have these moments of just lack of grip, and then we kind of go backwards. But very soon now, in the next couple of clips, you will see eventually I twig it. But again, I'm trying to use the inside berm because you actually get good drive out of them, but if you take too much speed in, you end up just completely running over it and running out of grip really. But again, this part of the track, we are quick. He goes for the wide line. We almost match him on the inside. Switch the inside over the little tail top. And to drag to the line, we just coming in behind him. But he is proving hard to pass. But here we are now. There is no time left. Unfortunately, he actually pulled away. We've been passed now by Viale. Right, I expected better from this year, the season so far on the KTM. I expect him to be up the front, challenging the Husqvarna and the Yamahas so far this year, but it hasn't really materialised yet. But he's caught us. He's almost passed us. Well, he had passed us, but we managed to get him back. And it's around now I start to figure out how to get a bit of real traction. And I think it's that and the fact that I have a rider on my tail. My pace increases, and we start to reel in the Yamaha man once again. Now, he might be slowing down. It might be a case of him slowing down, me increasing my speed. But you see, at 2:04 that lap, we go a lot faster as the race goes on from here, even though the track is completely thrown up. It is in a bad state, but we just find grip like we actually couldn't find anywhere else in the dry. And the issues that we're having seem to have gone away. Now, some parts of the track I still am slow, just because of it's more rhythm section than grip related, but a lot of the track I'm starting to find I can be a lot faster. So the fastest race time at the moment is 57.0. If I'm not mistaken, we end up doing a 58.4, something in that ballpark. But even now with 2 laps to go, it doesn't look like we're going to catch the other Yamaha man in front of us. He has a pretty nice lead. He's on the back of, I believe, another Kawasaki. It could be his teammate. So we're just at this point, and I'm thinking about catching him. He's just there, Diego Gertz. I was thinking maybe, but like I was thinking in my head, like at this point I hadn't realised I'd figured out the traction as much, so I wasn't thinking, oh, I have it, this is mine. It wasn't till I actually kind of dropped Viale in a second, and then we see the Yamaha now looks very close, so we're thinking maybe could we do it. For a nice wide line again though. Look at the KTM, just has superior grip in that situation there, and we are back down to P7 for a split second, but nice tight line through there, and we got the position back on him. But now we go to the last lap, and look at the gap too. Diego Gertz, he's nowhere near, so we've lost it, unfortunately. He's 4.44 up the road, and we've a big wheelie there, big mistake. I actually got too much grip, would you believe? So my issues are going from one extreme to the other. But at this point, Diego Gertz was P5, that was it. I had no chance of catching him. Then again, I come through here and he looks so close, and he's binned it into hoop section. That took away his big advantage, and now I have the bit between my teeth. He's just picked up the bike. There's not long left in this lap. 1.7 is the gap. We're quicker through this little chicane section over the tabletop. We come drop down into the dip, take the nice tight line, bang bars. We're going to just hold it around the outside if we can, and watch here, look at the grip. We just drive away from him, so we have figured out the traction. Jed Beaton comes across the line for race 1 victory, and we are going to come home in P5. After the qualifying session we had, P5 was an absolute dream result, but I hope for better in race 2. But as you see me come across the line, throwing a nice little scrub, P5, the Aussie Jed Beaton coming home on the Husqvarna in P1. 57.0 for him, a 58.3 for me, so I was faster than everyone bar Jed Beaton. So in race 2, there's no excuse why I can't come second, if not win it. So here we are on the grid. This time again, I was actually the opposite that time. I was late off the launch, and I didn't even get away right. But again, we go to the inside, but a rear brake, spinning around up to P4. Beaton gets the whole shot. The man I don't want in the lead is almost there. This race starts out pretty much the same conditions, absolutely lashing it down. But it does dry up quite quickly. Like ridiculously quickly. It's really scaled, you'll see in a second here. But we're in P6. There's 3 Kawasaki's, 2 Yamahas, and the Husqvarna already is just gapping us. I believe these guys are holding me up slightly because they're going side by side everywhere, and I'm kind of just getting caught in ruts and everything. We managed to go around the outside of 2. Can we keep it? Yes, we can. That's P4. We're gone past Renoir and the other Kawasaki of Harlock, I think his name is. So now it is the other Kawasaki, Diego Gertz, and Jed Beaton, who is being under attack from Diego Gertz. We are trying our best to get in on the action distance. Actually, looks like Jaeger has got the lead for a split second only though, as it looks like the Husky has taken it back. But good start, we're in the mix. But I want to get closer to Jed Beaton. Even though Jaeger Gertz is putting up a good strong fight, I believe as soon as the Husqvarna gets a lap on its own, it will be curtains for the rest of us. So I'm not too worried about Van de Musk, is what we're going to call him. That's not his name, I know it's not, but that's what we're going to call him. We actually go really aggressive in there and T-bone him slightly, but we overjump him here, but then we lose traction. He roughs us up again. You might notice Jed Beaton has just gotten about half a second of Jaeger Gertz. This could be the moment that is curtains. You can see already, look how the track is transformed. Only 2 minutes into the race and it is pretty much a cloudy, dry track now at this point. Look at Renoir there, it goes down the inside, gives us a nudge, forces us wide. But we managed to keep P4 in the outside on the berm. But again, he's all over the back because that Yamaha looks rapid. And we're actually labouring a touch here. We're just falling back off the podium places. And unfortunately for me, the writing is on the wall. Beaton is clocking out. We're trying our best. We actually take a good bit of time out of him there. And we do try and go for the inside here, go for the inside berm. And we actually send it up the inside of Jaeger Gertz, give him a good bit of contact. But unfortunately, he just slides along the top of the berm and keeps it. But we managed to, in all that, cut to the inside of the Kawasaki man. Up the inside though of Jaeger we go. And that is P2. Now the gap to the Husky is bigger than I would want it. Now at this point I'm thinking I can probably beat him, but it's going to be tough and the gap is just too big. And I'm thinking at this point now I have to ride the best I can ride, and making mistakes like that isn't helping. You can see already he's still taking time out of me, so I was trying to keep a steady pace just to make sure I pulled away from the men behind. 5 seconds up the road at the moment. But yeah, the fastest man on track. He was faster than me in race 1. He's going to be faster than me in race 2, I reckon. So 5 seconds is pretty much done, unless he crashes. But even at that, it would be pretty hard to beat him. But here we are now, 2 laps remaining. I brought the gap down to 4 seconds. It swings back and forth between me and him between the sectors. At the line usually it's less, but at the other side of the track it's usually the most. It goes up to 5.5, 5.7 in some instance. But we're riding pretty damn well. Look at the gap we have to P3. We are, after unlocking our potential here with the KX250F, wondering in the future races though what we'll be able to do, because I don't, it seems what I've found in this, the way I've ridden, is I want to really go into the next episode and just see, does it transfer from track to track? Will I be quick from the off? And we'll see from there, because it's not something revolutionary I did. It's something I've tried before, but it didn't seem to work. But now it seems to work around here really well, as we're in P2. 5.8 now to Beaton, so at this point now we're actually taking a bit more, just a bit more casual. We're not really pushing, sending the boat out as much, just because it is easy to crash in this game. We don't really want to, we just want to bring the race home. Now, final lap, only half a sector to go. We have been reeled in by, I think it's Viale on the KTM in P3, but we managed it pretty well. Only a handful of corners left in this race, and we're going to actually do pretty well in the overall moto, P2 and P5. I reckon we'll get probably top 3, I'd say, with that. Down into probably the penultimate corner, lovely little corner, just get a bit wide there. Beaton wins it. We almost throw away a podium, but we don't. We managed to hold on, and it's our 3rd podium in 4 races. Can't argue with that. That was good race pace there. We showed we were really consistent. 54.5, 50, so we were second off. A lot of people are actually quicker. The riders behind were quicker. I think as the race went on, they got a bit quicker, and I kind of just was trying to get in a rhythm. But we actually come P2 in the overall moto. 14 points though was a gap to Jed Beaton. He won both races. P2, not bad. That will be good for our championship. Where does it put us? It puts us up to P4. 28 points off. Not too bad, but Jed Beaton is starting to get away. We're going to have to try something on the next rounds or so. But I'm happy with that. Next is up is Locket in the Czech Republic. So I am looking forward to that. A good little track. Quite difficult. Lots of ups and downs. But it's actually a track I do enjoy. But I'm going to leave it there for episode 4. If you did enjoy it, drop a like down below. It really helps out the channel. And if you're new, maybe considering subscribing to see more content. And once again, thank you all for tuning in today. And I shall catch you all in the next episode. Bye bye.